Hi, I'm Ty Wilde. I am a new home sales specialist. I've been selling new homes for over a dozen years, and I've helped hundreds of families get into new homes. So often throughout the build process, I hear people say, what should I expect or what's next? So I thought I should do this video. I don't know why it's taken me 12 years, but finally I've decided to make a video. So why don't you guys follow me along, and hopefully I can help you out a little bit. So this guy you see behind me, this is really the first step of the construction process when someone's looking to buy a new home. You can come in here and they're going to cut in the roads here. You can see they cut down here and they're preparing it to put the houses in. Now we are on fully developed home sites. You can see behind me, power's in. If you look down here, you've got power, water. That's your water meter. So we're ready to go. Right now I'm standing between lots 15 and 14 on the corner where they meet. You can see they each have their water meter. This pin right here in the curb is gonna point the corner, the marker, the lot. And then if you look back there, you can see some little flags. Those two flags mark the back corners. All your curbing has been put in. You got your fire hydrant down there. So this section just needs asphalt, and then we are ready to go. Okay, if you look behind me here, they've now dug the hole. They've excavated this property, so now we're just waiting for footings and foundation to come in, which should be happening in the next couple of days. What you see behind me is they are backfilling the house. They've already poured footings and foundation. This guy is coming in and filling the dirt all the way around the house. And then you'll see another little vehicle that comes around behind where he's put the dirt in. And this little machine back here will drive around the property and compact the dirt. Okay, so what you see behind me here is the foundation of the house. These pieces you see right through here are going to be footings. The foundation, which is the walls you see behind me, you'll notice is sitting on footings as well. And that's what kind of helps keep the house stable. Like right here, for instance, you've got, these are earthquake straps. They'll put the boards right on top of these things here and screw them down. And then of course, most builders will do this nowadays. You'll see the plumbing down there. That's pre-plumbed for a bathroom. Before they pour the cement floor here, they'll pour gravel down there and compact the gravel until it reaches up to the footings there. You can see. You can also see the plumbing for the bathrooms already in there. So here I'm coming to the garage. You can see the floor of the garage has also been laid with gravel. If you look behind me, you can see that the floor of the basement right here has been poured with cement just today, this morning. And then if you look up here as well, you'll see they poured the floor for the garage. That means framing is next. All right, behind me, I've got one of our townhomes. You can tell that it's just barely in the framing stage. If you look up here, you can see the top isn't on yet. I'm gonna walk inside with you and we're going to see, I'll show you some of the framing that's going on. All right, we are standing in the basement now. If you look at the ceiling here, you can see they've got trusses. This is what spans the distance between the foundation wall and keeps the floor from sagging. And then of course, if you look behind me here, you've got this wall. You're gonna see this whole wall here is set up to help keep the floor from sagging as well. On the floor, you'll notice that board is a greenish color. That means it's pressure treated, which means it can get wet and it won't rot. And then of course you can see the plumbing for the toilet and the bathroom is already set as well. Now we are on the second floor here. You'll notice around the window right here, they've got several 2x4s stuck together. That's also for main support. You'll see up there, because there's a floor above us here. And then you can see these nice big thick boards in here as well. So often in new construction, you'll hear people say, is it 2x4 or is it 2x6 exterior walls? If you look on this one, this is a 2x6. If you look at my hand here, it's a 6-inch board there. And then of course, a lot of builders are still building with 2x4s, and a 2x4 you can see here, for instance, is a lot shorter. For energy efficient reasons, it's much better to go with the 2x6 exterior wall because you can get more insulation in this section here. And if you blow the insulation in, it's going to be very energy efficient. Above me here, you'll see engineered trusses. These are meant to hold the weight of snow or even just the shingles of the roof, which are pretty heavy once they put all that on. Here you'll see a box cut out. This is going to be an attic access so they can get all the insulation up into this area of the home. Right here, they've got the pressure treated wood here. This is wood that won't rot very easily, and also termites or other type of bugs will have a hard time getting into it. And then you'll notice they've got a little pad here as well, which also helps wick the moisture away from the wood. And then of course here you saw earlier the pieces of metal sticking up here. They bolted this down, which will help hold the house down as well. Once they finish framing the home from the exterior, they'll put this compressed board on the exterior of the home. You'll see the earthquake straps are here. They've got them on the exterior of the home. And then of course, you're looking at the porch cap here, which is also poured afterwards. This is a cement porch cap, and you'll notice this right here. This is actually going to help with the water penetration to make sure water doesn't seep down into the basement. Now we're headed upstairs. One of the first things they do when they're done framing is they'll put in the showers and tubs. So it's really hard to get those in once they've sheetrocked. So that gets put in next, along with, you'll see the plumbing's already in. So it's plumb for your toilet right here, and then plumb for double sinks. Your washer is set up here with its water. And then of course, if you look over here, they've got the tub. This is the little guest bathroom here, and it's plumbed for a sink already. When they complete the framing, the next thing they do is they come inside, they do plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. So you can see behind me here, they've already put in the electrical box for the light switches and everything else. All that electrical's run up through here. If you look up here, they've got the can lights in. So that's ready to go. Right here, they've got a water line for the refrigerator. And then of course, if you follow me over here, you can see they've started putting in the HVAC for the heating and air to run through the house. In this house here, you can see they're putting the sheathing on the roof. This guy over here is getting ready to put this piece up here. A lot of times people get frustrated with the build process, saying it's taking too long. Just gotta be careful. Breeze today probably makes this job a lot harder. Nice work, dude. Placed it like a boss. All right. right, the next step is to waterproof the house. You'll notice the guys behind me are putting on the roof. See behind me here, they're putting the exterior on. Before they do that, they'll put the windows in. And of course the windows are gonna give you this sort of thing, right? They've got this wrap here that helps against water penetration. And then if you look at the house here behind me, they've put it all over the entire exterior up here before they put on this piece down here, which is a cement fiber board. The next step is the exterior. You'll see behind me, they've got the scaffolding up. So they put the stucco. The first coat is called the gray coat. It's kind of hard to explain why, probably because it's gray. And as you can see, they've got the cement fiber board on the front of the house, and they've already placed the stone on the pillars there. Here we are back on the inside now. You can see you got sheetrock behind me. But before we sheetrock, we have to insulate. So you'll notice we've got insulation here. If you look up in the ceiling, it's all up through the whole ceiling. So there's really two types of insulation. I recommend blown-in insulation because it's a lot more energy efficient, and really it's not that much more expensive. But you can see here behind me, they've done the rolled insulation, which means they've cut these pieces here and they've pushed them in between the walls. So behind me is the utility closet. In Utah, at least, the utility closet's gonna have your furnace, which you see here. Next, you'll have your water heater that goes in right here. You can see you've got your electrical panel here. This is the control box for the entire house. And then of course, if you look up here where the air and light is coming in, that is your cool air exchange. You have to have that in this room. So this metal you see in the ceiling here is your HVAC. That's where your heating and air runs are gonna go. You see they run all the way along here. They call that a drop down. And of course you've got runs here, and those are gonna take the air to other parts of the house. And you come all the way here. If you follow them, they're going to lead you to, you guessed it, the furnace. So you got a couple things happening here behind me. This is your main water line for the whole house. This is the main water shutoff valve. So if you have a leak in the house, you can run and flip this off. I'm in the basement here. In Utah, we put them down in the basement. If you look at me, look up here, that big white line is your main water to your whole house. And then of course that gray line is the main electrical for the whole house. And if we follow that along, it's gonna take you over here where you're gonna see a lot of this blue and red, it's called PEX line. And that's where the cold and hot water runs throughout the house. And then of course all that electrical up there looks kind of crazy, but that all keeps lights on in the house and TVs and all sorts of stuff like that. And the last thing down here I need to point out to you is this dark gray metal pipe here. That is your main gas line to your house. Behind me here, you can see the sheetrock. It's just these big sheets. And then of course they'll run a tape there and a compound to, so basically you can't see the lines. They'll sand that all down and make it nice and smooth. And then of course they'll put a coating over all this so it looks pretty. All right, so behind me you can see a wall that's been completely sheetrocked. It has not been painted yet. You can see here they just kind of put this nice little coat over everything. That just gives it a really nice look and kind of helps hide any of the imperfections. This is my least favorite part of the building process, at least to be in a house. It stinks in here, I can hardly breathe. They're painting down on the main floor. But if you look behind me here, they've put this plastic up and tape around the edges here. They've already done their first coat of paint. You can see this kind of extra spray down here. But we're moving forward here. Once they sheetrock, the next step is they'll come in here and put all the trim in. This is trim around the doors, trim on the floors here. And of course, the whole door frame comes in here and you can see the door, but they've also painted here. So this house has all the trim put in, doors put in, and it's been painted. Anywhere where there's gonna be tile, they will put the tile down before they trim. I'll show you an example of that downstairs. Okay, so I'm in the bathroom. This is a perfect example of what I was talking about. They like to put the tile down first and then put the trim on top of the tile. So the trim guy gets to come back a second time. So now we're in the kitchen. You'll notice in the kitchen, you got an island right here behind me. They like to put the cabinets down before the trim. So if you can see that in there, the cabinets go to the subfloor, and then this nice laminate flooring is placed on top of that, and it goes around the cabinets. The cabinets have been installed. For the builder that I work for, once cabinets are installed, I know my people only have about 40 days to move in. So at that point, I can give them a move-in date. You'll notice also the shelves have been installed as well. That little blue tape that you see just tells the superintendent, hey, you need to touch up this, or we need to get this fixed. After cabinets, you get the countertops. You can see here, countertops have all been installed. Sink goes in before, usually the sink goes in before the countertops. At this point, we're putting in the final touches. You can see the fireplace is installed, but still needs a little work. All your flooring has been installed except for carpet, which is very last. They put this paper down to protect the floor. You can see here, you've got this little section here. We're still waiting for the railing to be installed. This is a perfect example why we don't want kids in the house yet, because the railing has yet to be installed here. That would be a nasty fall. We're in the laundry room now. You can see the plumbing has been set up, and you've got basically your setup for the dryer as well. Okay, now we're in a house that has completed. We just haven't done the final cleaning yet. You notice your microwave is in, stove, your dishwasher is also installed over here. You've got your plumbing fixtures are all installed. So we have two good things going on here. Railing has been installed, and so has carpet. So like I said, once carpet is installed, we're pretty much ready to go. See, the master bathroom has come together pretty nicely here. You've got all your fixtures in, got your undermount sink. Anytime there's granite or any solid surface like quartz, you're gonna have your sinks undermounted here. Plumbing fixtures are in. If you look in here, you've got your toilet installed, and then of course, your shower. You come into the master closet, you've got all your rods installed. So the last thing we need is a family. One of the last things they do is they hook up power to the house. If you click right here, you'll see we've got lights. You've got the melon lights that are installed on the ceiling. And then if we come down the hallway here, you're gonna see the attic access is there. So if anybody needs to get up into the attic for anything, that's where they would do that. And then of course you can come over here and you can see they got the Nest thermostat. 75 is way too hot. That is not energy efficient. Thanks for joining me on the pathway to building a home. I hope I didn't leave anything out. If I did, please forgive me. I am not a construction manager. I am a sales guy. And we only think that we know everything about building. Anyways, if you found this information useful and you know someone who's building, please feel free to share. If I left anything out, please comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this information useful, please subscribe right here, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as one of my friends, and we will talk to you later. Thank you.